So just the other day, I asked over on my Patreon what videos you all wanted to see on my channel. And I got so many lovely responses, and I'm now very, very excited to dig in and create for all of them. The first comment to catch my eye was from Genevieve. It was very thoughtful and I believe speaks for a lot of people right now. So that's where we'll begin. Well, sort of. I'll explain in a minute. As noted in Genevieve's comment, we all have been spending a lot more time than usual indoors as of late due to the pandemic, which is absolutely still going on and still a major concern, so you all better be wearing your masks when you go out in public. But anyways, because of these ongoing issues in the world, a lot of us are feeling a bit stuck, especially in our environments. I know I am. So in order to combat this, it was recommended to me to create another house cleansing spell to aid in refreshing our environments and to create a supportive and nurturing home. And so right away I got on it. But very quickly I realized that before I could perform spell work that focused on the energy of the space around me, I needed to focus on the energy present within myself. With everything going on in the world and challenges with my work, I've been feeling rather stuck, and I'd imagine many of you are feeling very similar to me right now. And as effective spell work must first start from within you, if you're feeling off, then workings performed outside of yourself are going to be far less effective. So before moving forward, you must first address the energy in yourself. And I thought instead of jumping over this step to the bigger idea, I'd share a purifying balm I concocted to sort out what I've been feeling lately. And I'm hoping quite a few of you will benefit from this as well. Now, of course, as with any of the spell work I share with you, feel free to change it or alter it in whatever way you see fit to make it work for your practice. Lately I've been making a lot of herbal medicine as I would like to have a fully stocked home apothecary come January. And so I was determined to make this spell fit in those goals as best I could. Besides, I enjoy sharing spell work with you all that is accessible to people with physical limitations or for those of you still in the broom closet. And I'm hopeful that this will be able to work for you all as well, as it isn't overtly witchy and it doesn't require a lot of physical labor to achieve. So without further ado, let's get started. To craft this balm, I use 1 cup of olive oil, 1 ounce of beeswax, loose lavender, sage, and rose, as well as the essential oil of each. Now, if you want to be precise, I would recommend using about 1 ounce of each herb, but honestly, a nice handful works just as well. I would also like to add that either the essential oil or the loose herbs can be substituted for each other, and that the use of both is not necessary. Now, I crafted this balm using what I had around the house, simply by working in herbs that carried the properties I was wishing to have present within the spell, so you're welcome to change it up if need be. I used lavender for its purifying, calming, and healing properties, sage for its healing property, and rose to bring both love and healing to the spell. Now, to begin, simply add the olive oil to a saucepan and start it on a low heat. Add a handful of each herb and give it a little mix, stirring your intention into the mixture as you go. Then allow it to sit on the stove at a very, very low heat without reaching a boil for 6 hours. Then take the oil off the heat and let it sit undisturbed overnight. Once the herbs have infused into the oil, pour it out over a mason jar through a cheesecloth. Then set it aside. Pull out another mason jar and a large, low-rimmed pot. Here we're going to create a makeshift double boiler to melt the beeswax and bring the oil up to temperature. Simply place each mason jar into the pot and fill with water around them. At this point in filming, we had lost power due to a thunderstorm, so I was trying to get creative and use my kettle that I heated on the gas stove to melt the beeswax and still be able to film in the place I like to. But I couldn't quite get it up to a high enough temperature and ended up having to move it over to the dark pit where the stove resides, and ended up just bringing it back and forth to get process shots. Eventually the beeswax melted down, and there were only a few mishaps, like perhaps the moment when I spilled my beeswax into the pot of boiling water while trying to carry it back for a shot and had to wait for it to cool so I could fish it out and start over. You know, the regular. But anyways, once it's all melted, pour your olive oil into the beeswax and give it a little mix. Then take it out and let it cool for just a moment. At this point, add in your essential oils while focusing on your intent. Give it a little mix and then pour it into a tin or another container. Once it's cooled, it's ready to use. Personally, I've been rubbing it into my hands and feet, but if you're feeling particularly stuck, you may also want to add a stripe down your forehead for added effect. I've been really in love with this little spell, and I'm hoping you all will like it too. Recently, I've been tying the majority of my spell work into herbalism and herbal medicine, and I would love to share more like this if you all are interested. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you want to see more of my content, specifically what I've been up to recently, go ahead and check out my other channel. There I've been documenting a lot of the herbal and other general practices of old I've been incorporating into my days. And if you're able and want to help support this channel, I would appreciate you checking out my Patreon. There I share my art, among other benefits and things. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a lovely day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.